Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video, and today, since we are light on the news, I've been waiting for an excuse and I just platinumed this game, so what better time than now to put my personal review on the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video game that just released, a good callback to the retro arcade classic beat-em-ups, Shredder's Revenge. Let me tell you all about it, my personal review, in regards to how I feel they did on this game, if it did it justice, if it was in the middle, if it was weak, or if it was phenomenal. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so here we are back with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, Shredder's Revenge. Now, this is a brand new iteration of the old school classic beat-em-up arcade turtle game that we all grew up and loved the type of genre. When we had the original Ninja Turtle game, the Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, to the home console side-scrolling beat-em-ups as well with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, 3, Project Manhattan. We had the Game Boy version. We had the crazy NES one that was so hard that nobody could really beat, especially those water levels. We went through the whole rigmarole. So here we are with this newest iteration, and came away hitting all the right notes for the most part. Is it a flawless game? Absolutely not. Is it pretty close? I would say yeah. For anybody that has grew up with these games, I think this is truly just that, a love letter to all the fans out there, to how we've grown to expect what something retro like this could be. So what I'm going to do, post up my little platinum here, just to show you guys that it's there. I know it's probably not showing, but you could always go to my profile. It is there, Xvault on PSN, if you don't believe this little snippet here. But I did go ahead and get the platinum. Now, I only get platinums for the most part for the games that I truly enjoy. So this was one of those games I truly enjoyed. So let's go right off the bat here. I do want to talk about the graphics, of course, the graphics being just that, the 16-bit era side-scrolling beat-em-up arcade type of game that we all, again, grew up and loved. So they did great on there, and I felt they really did a great job with all those pixels. Whether it be all the Ninja Turtles, whether it be April O'Neil, Splinter, Casey Jones, one of my favorites. All the enemies did really well, from the popular ones that maybe not everybody remembers, like Wingnut the Bat. I forget the names already, but the Ground Chuck and the Steer, both of those guys were very niche, I would say. So they had a bunch of those, but then you get the returns of course, Krang and Shredder and Baxter Stockman, the Rat King, all the classics are there. Leatherhead, the Crocodile. They're all there. They do a lot of great cameos, some things hidden there. There's a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of throwbacks. I mean, a lot of good stuff. And I think they leave that open for a lot that can be had for the sequel. Good job there. So as far as the sounds, the music was great. Some of the rap in there, in my opinion, was not the biggest hit, in my opinion, on that. Not just because that may not be my genre, for sure, but it just seemed kind of odd. It wasn't like Vanilla Ice's ninja rap. It was just kind of different. It needed to be more lightly toned, in my opinion, to just kind of fit the theme, because this wasn't the dark iteration of Ninja Turtles. This is the lighthearted throwback to the old 80s cartoon series, is what this ultimately was. And so that kind of felt a little out of the place. And I do feel like, and this is really nitpicky, by the way, and then I do feel like, some of the voice actors did reprise their role, but it felt a little too muffled, and I couldn't hear it quite all the same. And I don't believe Casey Jones from the 80s had that much of voice acted lines anyway. So his voice was a little off, and everything else was okay, just a little muffled. But that's being very nitpicky. I do wish they had a little bit more to throw in with the level design. You got your classic beat-em-up stages, and then you get your skateboard or your airboard, rocket board, whatever you want to call it, for the sky levels or the street levels. And that's just you kind of moving a little faster and avoiding some obstacles and beating some stuff up. So I wish there was just a little bit more variety, but again, something that could probably be addressed in a sequel or a possible DLC that is not ruled out of the table there. So that was also really good. Moving on from that, I would say gameplay-wise, everything was pretty tight overall. I definitely had my favorites for characters because they all do, not only does it have to do with your weapon type, and reach and all that, they had their slowness. They have abilities as far as how powerful their special moves are, which was a nice addition to this. That's something they added in. So you do got special power-ups and stuff you can use on a whim with a blue bar that builds up. So they did well there, but you definitely have your favorites. I felt like, Master Splinter and Donatello were a little too slow for my liking. Even though Donatello has the reach, I just felt like his reaction time was a little off. So there is that. Moving on from all those, I think they did a great job, though, with all the Ninja Turtles being there, April, Master Splinter, and Casey Jones. 6 playable characters. For the PlayStation version, local co-op is only 4 players, where the Xbox, for some reason, is 6 when it's only 4 for PlayStation 5. I know on PS4, they have games that can go up to 6 controllers. So that was an odd decision. I think that's just how the console works. But that being said, you can still play 6 players simultaneously online, so that doesn't hinder that aspect. So in my opinion, do I have 6 people ever at my house going to play this? No. I don't. A max typically of 4, maybe on a big day 5, but I just don't see 5 or 6 happening that often. I think 4 is solid, and then that makes up for it online anyways, in my opinion. So there is that, but just kind of an odd design choice for the PS5, I would say. I do have to call out, but again, I don't think that's a big factor with the fact that how many people have 6 people over playing that stuff, but let me know if I'm wrong there. But moving on from that aspect, I mean, just as a package, replayability is there. You got arcade mode, you have story mode, which is, you can level select, do a few side errands by finding like VHS tapes for Vernon, or Vern is his name, and you can find secret diaries. You could find bugs for the, teenage frogs. I forget what their actual group was called. It's been so long. And then just everything that was niche there as well. So, there's a little bit to it, but really arcade mode is for a 1 playthrough, where story mode you could stop and continue on to the next level at a later time. I know previous reviewers are like, that's how I spent most of my time, was in arcade mode. Me, no, most of my time was in story mode. Arcade was only there for a necessity to get some trophies, in my opinion. Story mode, you can level select. Arcade mode, you can't. So why not do a level select, do what you want to do for trophy or achievement cleanups, and have your fun with that. So that was really fun. And that's where trophies and achievements, in my opinion, come into play big time. Because if I was playing this on the Nintendo Switch, and it's certainly meant for handheld consoles and consoles like the Switch, this type of game is great, especially if you're playing it on the go or something, right? But I feel like you get more bang for your buck, more out of it, more to do. If I played it on the Switch, my point being, I would not have played it as much as I did on the PlayStation, or I would on the Xbox, just due to the fact that I like to get those trophies or achievements. It makes it feel a little more worthwhile, in my opinion. I'm just one of those folks that like to kind of squeeze all that from the game. Because if you're just beating it on arcade mode for whatever reason, like, cool, but, what's the point? It doesn't really unlock anything. The first time you go through story mode, you unlock Casey Jones once you finally beat it. He's not playable from the get-go, but everybody else is. But with that being said, that's just kind of that package in a general. I just wanted to bring up, that's why I feel like trophies and achievements have a lot more to offer, and it gives you more reason for free playability, and just that profile, right, is just how I like that. But on from that, just as a package, like I said, replayability is there. I'm going to visit this down the line, even though I 100%ed everything. It is fun. It is challenging on hard mode, on gnarly mode. Even on easy, on chill mode, I saw a lot of folks where their gameplay, the foot soldiers and stuff, was just sitting there, not really attacking them. But every time I played it on chill mode, they were going after me pretty hard. So I'm like, they did a little bit less damage, but it wasn't that much easier. You do more damage on your own as well if you're not playing in multiplayer. That's the other aspect of multiplayer I want to bring up is the more people you have playing together, the more enemies are on screen and the harder the bosses are, the more life they have, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of almost like a hindrance to have that many if you're trying to do stuff yourself or get through it easily. But if you do want that challenge, you do want like 6 folks, then you probably want to do that. But if you're just going on a couple of you, not a big deal. You can breeze right through that, really. But like I said, the replayability's there. Something I'll definitely visit down the road. But as a package, folks, I mean, this just hit all the right notes. The graphics, the sound quality overall, the replayability. I think it was fair in its price. On Game Pass, it is part of Game Pass. You don't have to buy that. On PlayStation, you do, but it's around $20, $25. Might still be on a PS Plus discount if you do buy it through PlayStation and you have PS Plus at least, or PS Essential. Then you can get that for a couple more dollars off. But it certainly is worth that price tag of $25. I got more than my money's worth, and I own the game forever. I don't have to wait for it later or decide to buy it at a later time if I want to, if it happens to fall off of a subscription service. So that's why I advocate for owning your games. Yes, it's nice right away. If it's a one and done and you're done with it, then great. But these types of games are just something I want to own personally. I think it's a great avenue to have access to those games whenever, however you want. So we'll just run out there. Let's go ahead and give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge an 8 out of 10. So close to being a 9 out of 10, but we are dealing with a little bit of the voice and muffling and some of the soundtrack issues I have with it throw it off. In my opinion, again, nitpicking, but I do have to throw it out there because the soundtrack for these types of games is really critical, as well as we need some more level variants as well. So that is another kind of point to be taken off of. And I think 8 out of 10 is very fair. It is definitely not flawless, but it is getting close to that. And I'm very happy with it and would recommend this to anybody out there, especially if you're a Ninja Turtle fan or just a retro game side-scrolling beat-em-up fan as well, such as the likes of Streets of Rage, Final Fight, the old Ninja Turtles, the X-Men arcade, all that stuff. This is going to float your boat, totally up your alley, all that good stuff there. So final 8 out of 10. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've tried this game out, let me know what you would rate the game. And as well, if you haven't tried out the game, let me know if you are interested and want to try it out in the future. Would love to hear from you. And again, as always, thank you everybody for your support. And we'll go ahead and sign off for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. We'll see you next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.